Howdy, howdy, everyone. Welcome to the show. I am Elliot, your host. How the heck is everyone? Good, 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 good. All right. Let's get started. We got a lot of content to cover here. I'm going to start with first first announcements. I want to say just a reminder to everyone there's no show this coming Saturday, the 6th of October. We'll be instead running our Wednesday episode on the 3rd, taking off for some personal reasons, but not they're not important to discuss. So just remember, next Saturday, no show. Uh, this Wednesday, the 3rd of October, we'll be running our Wednesday episode. Already, probably just no, I can tell you, we are just going to be watching the next episode, episode 8. So it's all fine and dandy there. Congratulations, Mr. Ben, or tell your cousin that, I should say. Anyway, what else? Oh, let's get into the news, shall we? I always like starting with that stuff. It's so interesting. You hear this article on bootlegs? They were found in Finland. Here is the link. These long story short, these bootlegs in Finland appeared in a store, apparently Toys R Us or something anyway. I have no clue. But and yeah, Mr. Ben, you bring up a good point. Some of these bootlegs are a little bit more all over the place. But I guess this is just because it's the only one that I've seen that has an article on it. All I have to say to these is I'd also ask who would be dumb enough to buy them. But yeah, the article here makes a good point. Quote: uh, I feel bad for all the kids who will be receiving one for the upcoming holidays, with parents grabbing the nearest pony while out shopping for presents. And the worst part about this image, you might not be able to see it on the live stream here, folks. I apologize for that, but they're using actual stock art from the actual show, but some of it is called I can't even read that. Let me get the image up here. There we go. Set funny pony. I assume that it's I assume, well, all I can say to this though is what people will do for money some days. Ugh. That's about all I've got in news. It wasn't that much to browse about. I will say I didn't did anyone see that the adjustment burrow, that Mad TV um skit? That was funny. That was actually one of the better of all of the recent Mad TV. I know it's not Mad TV, but yeah, we'll get to that in a second there, Pony 8281. Um, what was it I was going to say? Oh yeah, check out the adjustment burrow. Yeah, they this one in my humble opinion was gold. The only other one that I really even liked, and to be fair, that one was good, was My Little Pony PWNY, where they had some offshoot characters act just it looked like Equestria, but they'd go around ponying everyone. That was funny though. Greetings, everyone. Anyway, yeah, Pony 8281. How do I want to present this? Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Canterlot Gardens is going on right now, and all I have to say is there is a picture of Tara Strong cosplaying as Twilight Sparkle. It's really cool. I'm going to bring it up, but give me a minute while I bring up Twitter. And just for a shameless plug, you can follow us on Twitter at BWB Official. That works. I'll throw it in here anyway, because if I click your link, Pony, it's going to bring it up onto the chat screen here, and I really hate that. What was it I was going to say? This one is via Amy Keating Rogers' picture, but it works just as good. Check it out. I'll bring up the screen here in a second. I think she dyed her hair. I really think that is dyed. This is Tara Strong, the voice of Twilight, for those of you who aren't aware. I always thought she was very dedicated, one of the more outspoken and dedicated ones to us, but this just takes the cake. I got to give you credit, Ms. Strong. That's impressive. I like this. Ha ha. For those of you who enjoy a Mickey Mouse laugh. All right, we're going to move into the art. We've got a lot of content here, folks. A lot of it today. So let's not waste any more time, shall we? Oh, who to start with, though? That's always the fun part. Why don't we start with right at the top, Toxic Mario, with You Know Who. Make sure I have the right window clicked. Yeah, we'll get to them in a second, Mr. Ben. You know that. There we go. This one is You Know Who by Toxic Mario. Z-Link. Bam. Easy off bam. Soapscum. I'm just going to read I'm going to read it as if they were actually speaking. What he has here is what you'll see is some I'm not going to squeak. That's what I'm trying to say here. Wake up, friend owl. Sorry about that. Who? You, of course. Oh, yeah, you would say that, Mr. Ben. My high voices are hilarious. Who? I like this one. Why? I've never seen an all pet comic before, let alone a picture. So the sole fact that he did this, I love that he's able to think outside the box like this. I really do. Just for poops and giggles, I'm gonna read something of his here. Uh, Sorry, folks. Long story short, if you hang out on his stream, Toxic Mario's, you find that one of his favorite movies of all time is the Bambi, and apparently he was streaming Bambi too. If you didn't catch the text, I apologize, I didn't read that. But That's where this idea kind of spawns from. And to make a long story short, it's nice. I really like it. All right, moving along here. Oh, why don't we just continue down with the T's, shall we? This one is Citra 360. We'll move into him. Philly Goals. Link. This is one of, all I have to say is what a good, you get the Nirvana reference here, people. It's good water. It's one of my favorites of his. Not necessarily because I'm a Nirvana fan. I'm not really, but he does, it's just another strong showing of how good he can draw. If in case you don't know, check out the album Nevermind. I'll say it again, Nevermind. And last but not least from Citra, this one was a commission he did, but no, that's the name of the album, Nevermind. This one is, quote, he commissioned Hoy Carnage, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, to turn his Fire Twilight into a sculpture. I would link to his, I'd link to Hoy Carnage's image, but I didn't bother to get his permission since Citra has it right here. So here is the link, by the way, so you can get a better look at it than what's on this crappy display. It's a really well done sculpture. You work with clay though, and Brew, I have absolutely no idea why Chrome won't take this, so your guess is as good as mine. By the way, if you hear background noise, tell me and I'll close the window. It's just really hot up here. And I'll say this, folks, welcome to Minnesota, the only place in the world where you can get sunburned and frostbitten in the same week. Mr. Ben. Anyway, let's keep moving here. We got a lot of stuff to go through. As I said, we'll go through the T's. This next one is by Trotsworth. It just came out yesterday. It's true. The Minnesota comment. This is The Saddle of Time. Kind of get a scroll through it. This one, in my humble opinion, just appeals to both Pony fans and Doctor Who fans. It's pretty. It's really well done. If you check his profile, he's also a huge Doctor Who's, the foot, Who's fan. He draws a lot of work from that. And for poops and giggles here, these Daleks you see, these main 6 colored Daleks, I thought Daleks had no concept of elegance. All right. Yeah, let's do this one. Now this next one came out fairly early in the week, but it's one of my favorites from this week. This is Twilight and the Cookie Jar by Colt Steel Stallion. There's a link. And yeah, I'll do the silly voices, Mr. Ben. Yummy cookies! No, Twilight. No cookies before dinner. Twilight, listen to your father. Just one? Please? Lord, that face is cute. Oh, God. Not that face again. Come on. Come on. Don't give in. Just take them. Take them all. It's just so darn cute. It really is. I love this comic. This is one of those that we like to call in the fandom terminal cuteness. It's, I swear, there's one day this fandom is going to create something so cute that anyone who looks at it is going to die. Speaking of which, does anyone else have a numb feeling in their left hand or arm? No? Well, hopefully it's just temporary. Anyway, now this next one goes out to all the SpongeBob fans out there. This one is As If by JZA. Yeah, it's hyphen, so JZA. Almost done. Perfect. It's perfect. Spike! Ah! He belches. Uh-oh. Princess Celestia! Twilight? I... As if I really look like this! You want to see the reference, people? You want to see where it comes from? I'll take that as a no. Anyway, by the way, Pony8281 and Brew, feel free to, throw your comments in. That's what this show's all about. I want to hear what you have to say. I passed on it, Mr. Ben. I'm not going to bother. All right. We'll go on to Swan Lullabies. May I borrow your hat, sister? Hey, another one. This one is another one of those really cute ones. I love this. And the chat, or the link. Like I said, this one is just a really cute picture. And he put, AJ's his favorite character. First off, if I haven't stressed that there needs to be more AJ art, there needs to be more AJ art. And second, I am so envious of Apple Bloom and Applejack's sibling relationship. I really am. But we'll get into there when we get to season 2. We'll get there when we get to season 2 anyway. Because there's a really good episode I want to kind of touch basis on that, but not before, not yet. And finally, kind of saving one of my personal favorites of the week. I'm sure a few of you who have been hanging around here know who, or Mr. Ben spoiled it a little while ago. Sure, I have the right window selected. And we have Viking Pony by Reki. Here is the link. The people are just pouring in. I love it. This is Viking Pony by Reki. And I have been wanting to display this one ever since he started drawing this one. I love this one. We're both of us are Scandinavian in origin, so this really appeals to those who have Scandinavian blood. Viking pride, and he just really shows off his wonderful talent again. I can't get enough of this picture. I hope you guys like it because I like it. I really can't get enough of this picture. Rec, if you're listening to this, draw more of this. Oh no, I really am, Mr. Ben. I see what you're reading there. Alright, now that does it for the art. I want to do one more little miscellaneous thing before we move into the movies, or the videos, I should say. This is an update by Inky Notebook. Oh yeah. I won't say what, but I am. That's good water. I'm just going to summarize some of this stuff. Not much there. TrotCon was good. They got a quote. Where was it? We even acquired a brick signed by all of the attending artists to accompany our burnt piece of light fixture from BronyCon in January. The meatballs were the size of my fist. Quote, Dashi. End quote of Inky. In the next paragraph, they went to Everfree Northwest. They're thanking him for fixing some rooming issues they had. They're planning on doing something with the Seattle Children's Hospital. She didn't give anything. Although, get this, quote, also to the bronies who gave us the pizza box signed by the entire convention, we were unfortunately unable to keep it as it kept deteriorating. As such, they, paraphrasing here, they asked that if you're going to bring something, please make it non-perishable. I can't imagine why. End quote, by the way. Quote, the museum is currently open for artist submissions. That means that any artist who has an interest in having their work displayed within the museum can send over submission requests via email to travelingponymuseum@gmail.com. That's capital on the T, P, and M. End quote. Quote, they're also looking into an online store that sells pins, buttons, and possibly more. Same thing, send them an email if they're interested, end quote. Quote, they won't be able to attend Canterlot Gardens. And she gives some reasons as to why they can't, but quote, we hope to be able to announce some of our future plans soon, but upgrading an entire museum during classes will take a bit of time and careful planning. Be on the lookout for more update posts coming soon. Send any questions to travelingponymuseum@gmail.com, and don't forget to visit their website at travelingponymuseum.com. End quote. You can find a link to the website on our People We Support page. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, just head there. If you can't find it, it's travelingponymuseum.com. It's also on EQD, and like I said, it's in our archive pages. So just check it out there. Okay, I did give it to you. Good, 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 good. All right, now we're finally moving into the videos. You know, it never fails me, people. Whenever I get to the beginning of the week, always seems to be so quiet with content, usually. So that by the time we get to the end of the week, I'm thinking what happens is I'll go, okay, I've got about maybe 2 or 3 videos here. That's perfect. And then we get towards the end of the week, and I've got about 4 or 5 of them, and it's like, oh, goody, I'm just going to have to, or, you know, I like to display this stuff, but at the same time, I can't go over this 1 hour limit. I don't like to do that. But we're doing good on time, so it's not so bad. I'm going to start with Ms. Rena Chan here. She's got a really quick one, and then it's only 3 seconds in length, but oh no, I'll show them all. I'll have time to show them all, Mr. Ben. I'm just telling that. This is the Brony Fanfare, Why You No Brush Your Teeth. There's a link. I got everyone to say this at the closing ceremony when I went to Texas. This was the Brony Fanfare, if I recall right. Is it too loud? Okay, I'll turn the next video down. Thank you for that info, though. If it's loud or too quiet, just tell me and I'll adjust it appropriately. This one is Colgate sings My Shiny Teeth in Me.
When I'm feeling lonely, sad as I can be, all by myself in an uncharted island in an endless sea. What makes me happy fills me up with glee. Those bones in my jaw that don't have a flaw, my shiny teeth and me. My shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars in space. My shiny teeth that sparkle add beauty to my face. My shiny teeth that glisten just like a Christmas tree. You know they trot a mile just to see me smile. Woo! Shiny teeth and me. Shiny teeth, yes, they're all so perfect. So white and pearly. Brush, gargle, rinse, couple breath mints. My shiny teeth and me. My shiny teeth so awesome, just like my favorite song. My shiny teeth I blossom, so they grow to be real strong. My shiny teeth I love them, and they all love me. I should have talked to you when I got 32. Woo! My shiny teeth and me. Shiny teeth and me. My shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars in space. My shiny teeth that sparkle adding beauty to my face. My shiny teeth that glisten just like a Christmas tree. You know they trot a mile just to see me smile. Woo! My shiny teeth and me. My shiny teeth and me. Shiny teeth and me.
That was Colgate sings My Shiny Teeth in Me. Here is, of course, the link. Yeah, I'm trying something a little bit new here, people. What I'm going to do is I'll play the video and then give you the link. I know it sounds kind of maybe mean, but the purpose of this is so you don't get a double overlay of the sound and kind of keeps you here. They practice this on Brony State and amongst various other live stream groups, so I kind of like that. And moving along here. This next one is called Legacy of Star Swirl by Carbon Maestro. Oop. Sorry about that. The Legacy of Star Swirl by Carbon Maestro. And a Michael Jackson tribute. What is up with YouTube's related videos? Seriously. Anyway, let's go on to Jeff Burgess with Berry Punch. Remember Jeff from Beyond the Rainbow? This was that sequel he was talking about, if I recall right.
It's a cold, dark world in which we're living, and it takes some time to get things right. If you feel dark, cold, and unforgiving, it may take a sip to see the light. Just another drink to clear my brain. Just another drink to ease my pain. You started out wasted, and then you were lonely. I'm so close that I can taste it. You could be my one and only. You started out frantic when it came down to the crunch. Oh no, you didn't panic. You could be my berry punch. You may wake up afraid and lost and lonely, and you may not remember all the night. In despair, you realize you're just annoying. Take another drink, it'll be alright. Just another drink to clear my brain. Just another drink to tell me I am not the one to blame. You started out wasted, and then you were lonely. I'm so close that I can taste it. You could be my one and only. You started out frantic when it came down to the crunch. Oh no, you didn't panic. You could be my berry punch. If you weren't such a rigid soul in sobriety, you wouldn't have to long to lose control. Humble piety's not for me. You started out wasted, then you were lonely. I'm so close that I can taste it. You could be my one and only. You started out frantic when it came down to the crunch. Oh no, you didn't panic. You could be my berry punch. Berry, spend your time with me. Berry, I'm the one you need. Berry, I won't let you sink back into loneliness and wallow in your foolish mess. We've seen ourselves at worst and best. You started out wasted, and then you were lonely. I'm so close that I can taste it. You could be my one and only. You started out frantic when it came down to the crunch. Oh no, you didn't panic. You could be my berry punch.
Berry Punch by Jeff Burgess. speaking of Dusty Cat, he's got a few of them here that One of them I'm only going to link because it's 14 minutes long and we don't have the time. This one is MLP FIM Lunar Republic Takeover Show Screwball's Rescue. Feel free to view it at your pleasure. And this one, though, we will listen to. This one is Mondo Pony's intro video for Stay Brony, My Friends. September 24th. Apparently he interviewed him on there. I can't make it on Mondays. Mondays are terrible for me, so you have to excuse me for the lack of knowledge on this, folks. But apparently he also went on then to make an entire intro for him. So here we go.
Don't look for me in the spotlight. Don't think that I am the one who brightens your lives and endlessly strives to live a life in the sun. I will never shine, I'll never be beautiful, and I will never be yours. She made it clear I should stay right here, so you can be sure that I am no hero.
That was Mondo Pony's intro video for Stay Brony, My Friends on his September 24th show. For more information on Stay Brony, My Friends, you can check out our page on people we support. We've interviewed him before, so we have all his contact information. Dusty Cat. I want to stress that again. Dusty Cat in particular. Check out his show on Mondays. Check out his show on Mondays at, if I recall right, 7 o'clock Eastern. It's been a while since I've checked it. And like I said, Mondays are terrible for me, so I never get the chance to attend them. But check it out. It's on our People We Support page. And we move into our last video. This one is by our good friend Ali Oopster, 27. This is a cover called The Moon Rises. It's a cover. I'm going to adjust a few things here quickly. And by the way, I forgot that link for the Dusty Cat video. Let me quickly post it in the chat. Mr. Ben. This is the Dusty Cat video. And then we're going to listen to the Ali Oopster video.
Now the hour has come at last, the soft and fading light has crossed the west horizon and has bidden us good night. And what a lovely night it is to walk a moonlit field, to see the softer shades that are by starlight now revealed. So why is it that now when all is quiet and at rest, when candles glow and all the world is at its very best, the ponies of Equestria should lock themselves away to shun the moon and wait instead for Sister Sunny Day? Am I so wrong to think that they would see things like I do? And am I so wrong to think that they might love me too? Why shouldn't they adore me? Is it not within my right? I'll not be overshadowed, mine is not the lesser light. I've waited long enough now for them all to come around. And though the sun may plead and threaten, the moon will stand her ground. And all will know the wonder of my dark and jeweled sky, when all the world is wrapped in an eternal lullaby. So say goodnight at this, the final setting of the sun. Tomorrow dawns in darkness, the night time has begun.
The Moon Rises, a cover by Ali Oopster, 27. There's the link. And one last quick check of stuff. That's all for content. So, y'all ready to get on to the episode? Smooth. I'll fix that later. But anyway, let's get on to the episode. Just let me adjust one little thing here, and
Not too fast now, Angel Bunny. You don't want to get a tummy ache. You really should eat more than that, don't you think? It's not playtime yet. I know you want to run, but just 3 more bites. 2 more bites? 1 more bite? Pretty please. Oh, goodness. Are you okay? Are you coughing because there's a carrot stuck in your throat? Because you need some water? Because of that giant cloud of scary black smoke? I'll take that as a yes.
My little pony, my little pony. Ah, my little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be. My little pony. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure,
Tons of fun!
a beautiful heart, faithful and strong.
Sharing kindness.
It's an easy feat, and magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Did you know you're all my very best friends?
Help! Help! Please, help! There's a horrible cloud of smoke. It's headed this way and... Don't be such a scary pony. It's just me, future Equestria ball-bouncing record holder. 6, 47. This calls for a celebration! Oh, no, Pinkie Pie. This is no time for celebration. This is a time for panic, for... I'm gonna need balloons! One for every pony in Ponyville! There's smoke, and where there's smoke, there's fire, and... Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... No, wait, 7? Pinkie Pie, now I have to start over. We're all gonna have to start over in a new village, because ours is gonna be... Hey, Rainbow Dash, wait up! Oh, please, this is an emergency. I need every pony to...
Listen up! Smoke is spreading over all of Equestria.
Whoa,
no, sounds awful.
That's what I've been trying to...
But don't worry, I've just received a letter from Princess Celestia informing me that it is not coming from a fire.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's coming from a dragon.
Dragon?
What in the name of all things Cinnamon Swirl is a full-grown dragon doing here in Equestria?
Sleeping.
Huh?
According to Princess Celestia, he's taking a nap. His snoring is what's causing all this smoke.
He should really see a doctor. That doesn't sound healthy at all.
Well, at least he's not snoring fire. What are we meant to do about it?
I'll tell you what we're meant to do. Give him a boot. Take that. And that.
We need to encourage him to take a nap somewhere else. Princess Celestia has given us this mission, and we must not fail. If we do, Equestria will be covered in smoke for the next 100 years.
Talk about getting your beauty sleep.
All right, every pony. I need you to gather supplies quickly. We've got a long journey ahead of us. Let's meet back here in less than an hour.
Okay, girls, you heard her. The fate of Equestria is in our hooks. Do we have what it takes?
Oh, we can do it. Yeah, we can do it. Actually...
right, girls, listen up. I'm mapping out the fastest route, but we've all got to keep a good pace if we expect to make it up the mountain by nightfall.
Mountain?
The dragon is in that cave at the very top.
Looks pretty cold up there.
You bet it is. The higher you go, the chillier it gets. Good thing I brought my scarf. Ooh, pretty. Oh, yeah. That'll keep you nice and cozy.
Excuse me, Twilight. I know you're busy, but
Uh-huh. Oh, we could go this way.
if I could just have a second.
Uh-huh. No, we want to avoid that.
So, I was thinking that, maybe I should just stay here in Ponyville.
Uh-huh.
Oh, good. I'll stay here and...
Wait, you have to come. Your way with wild animals will surely come in handy.
I don't think I...
Oh, and don't worry about your little friends in the meadow. Spike's got it covered while you're gone.
You can count on me. Oh! Hey! Wait!
I don't really think he's up to the task. Maybe... But...
Are you sure you want Fluttershy to come along? I mean, that pony's afraid of her own shadow. She's just gonna slow us down. Oh, she's just a little nervous. Once we get going, I'm sure she'll be fine. All right, girls. Move out.
But...
Whoa, what was that? That is what it sounds like when a dragon snores.
It's so... high.
Well, it is a mountain. I'm gonna fly up there and check it out.
Hold on now. I think we should all go up together. Safety in numbers and all.
Oh, all right.
I hear the only thing that sparkles more than the dragon's scales are the jewels they use to build their nests. Ooh, if I play my cards right, I might be able to convince him to part with a few.
Welcome to my cave, Rarity. Care for a diamond? Girls, this is no laughing matter. Fluttershy, you're the expert on wild creatures. What do you think the dragon will be like? Fluttershy? Hey, what are you waiting for? An invitation? Ooh, I think I have one in my bag.
It's so steep.
Well, it is a cliff. You could just, I don't know, fly up here? Come on, Fluttershy, you can do it. Flap those wings.
Oh, okay.
We don't have time for this. What are you doing?
I'll need this if I'm gonna take her around the mountain another way.
Around the mountain? That's gonna take them forever.
Don't worry, Twi. We'll be there lickety-split.
Woohoo! I win again!
Ugh, that's 35 games in a row. Best of 71?
We made it.
Told you it was gonna take them forever.
Your turn, Fluttershy.
But it's so wide.
Come on, Fluttershy. We should be much farther along by now.
You could just leap on over.
I don't know.
There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump. See? It's not very far. Just move your little rump. You can make it if you try with a hop, skip, and a jump. We don't have time for this. A hop, skip, and a jump. Just move your little rump. A hop, skip, and a jump. 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 A hop, skip, and a jump.
Okay, here I go. A hop,
That's it. You got it.
skip.
Just don't look down. I guess I forgot to jump.
Let's keep it down. According to my map, we're entering an avalanche zone. The smallest peep could cause a huge rock slide.
An Ava?
Shh!
Every pony okay?
Thanks to you, I am.
Let's do it again!
This is why a girl always packs extra accessories. Oh, please tell me I brought the tiara that goes with this.
Think we got bigger problems than making sure our hair bows match our horseshoes. Sorry.
Oh, no big whoop, Sugar Cube.
Yeah, we'll just have to climb over.
My apologies.
Not your fault. Still think it was a good idea to bring Fluttershy along?
We're about to find out. We're here. Rainbow Dash, you'll use your wings to clear the smoke. Rarity and Pinkie Pie, you'll create a diversion to distract the dragon if things get a little hairy in there. Applejack, you're ready with the apples in case he decides to attack. But it shouldn't come to that, because Fluttershy will do what she needs to do to wake him up. And between the two of us, we should be able to get him to understand why he needs to go. Is every pony ready? Okay then, we're going in. So, what is the best way to wake up a sleeping dragon without upsetting him? Fluttershy? Oh, come on. Come on. We have to do this. Now! Every second longer that dragon sleeps is another acre of Equestria that is covered in smoke.
I can't go in the cave.
Oh, great. She's scared of caves now, too.
I'm not scared of caves. I'm scared of...
What's that, Sugar Cube?
I'm scared of dragons.
What?
I'm scared of dragons.
But Fluttershy, you have a wonderful talent dealing with all kinds of animals.
Yes, because they're not dragons.
Oh, come on! We've seen you walk right up to a horrible manticore like it was nothing.
Yes, because he wasn't a dragon. Spike is a dragon. You're not scared of him. Yes, because he's not a huge, gigantic, terrifying, enormous, teeth-gnashing, sharp-scale-having, horn-wearing, smoke-snoring, could-eat-a-pony in one bite, totally all-grown-up dragon.
But if you're so afraid of dragons, why didn't you say something before we came all the way up here?
I was afraid to.
All of us are scared of that dragon.
I'm not.
Almost all of us are scared of that dragon. But we've got a job to do. So get in there with Twilight and show her what you're made of.
I just can't.
Oh, Fluttershy. I'm going in. He probably just doesn't realize what he's doing. Right?
Yeah.
Sure. You say so. Mr. Dragon. Excuse me. Mr. Dragon. Oh, good. You're awake. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Twilight. Oh, Sparkle and my friends and I are residents here in Equestria. Ponyville, to be exact. We've come here to ask that you find another spot to take your nap. It's just that you seem to be doing an awful lot of snoring, and every time you do, you send out a terrible cloud of smoke. Equestria simply can't survive 100 years in a dark haze. You understand, don't you? So you'll find another place to sleep?
So much for persuading him. Now what? Obviously, this situation just calls for a little pony charm. Allow me, girls. I'm so sorry to interrupt. But I couldn't possibly head back home without mentioning what handsome scales you have. Saying those scales have to be hidden away in some silly cave for 100 years? Personally, I think you should skip the snoozing and be out there, showing them off. Obviously, I would be more than happy to keep an eye on your jewels while you're gone. I was this close to getting that diamond.
You mean getting rid of that dragon?
Oh, yeah, sure. What in tarnation? Darling, you look ridiculous.
Exactly! Sharing a laugh is a surefire way to get someone on your side. Hi! Apparently he doesn't like laughing. Or sharing.
All right, that's it. We've tried persuasion, charm, whatever it is Pinkie Pie does. It's time to stop wasting time. I'm going in. Rainbow, no! Get out! Sorry.
How dare you? How dare you? Listen here, mister. Just because you're big doesn't mean you get to be a bully. You may have huge teeth and sharp scales and snore, smoke, and breathe fire, but you do not, I repeat, you do not hurt my friends! You got that? Well?
But that rainbow one kicked me.
And I am very sorry about that. But you're bigger than she is, and you should know better. You should also know better than to take a nap where your snoring can become a health hazard to other creatures.
But I...
Don't you, but I mean, mister. Now, what do you have to say for yourself? I said, what do you have to say for yourself? There. No need to cry. You're not a bad dragon. You just made a bad decision. Now go pack your things. You just need to find a new place to sleep. That's all.
You could do it.
I said, come back here! Oh! How does Fluttershy put up with you furry little things?
Spike, take a letter.
With pleasure.
Dear Princess Celestia, I am happy to report that the dragon has departed our fair country, and that it was my good friend Fluttershy who convinced him to go. This adventure has taught me to never lose faith in your friends. They can be an amazing source of strength and can help you overcome even your greatest fears. Always your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle.
Twilight, you gotta come see this. She's just 5 away from a new pony record. 347, 348. Dragon! Why are you laughing? That awful dragon is back! Pinkie Pie, you scared me. I mean, you broke my concentration.
It's okay, Rainbow Dash. Not every pony can be as brave as me.
That was season 1, episode 7, Dragonshy. Initial thoughts and initial comments, people? That sounds like spoiler talk there, Mr. Ben. I'd rather not go there. Anyways, I was asking, so initial thoughts, people? Alright, personally, this is one of my most favorite episodes. The reason I love this one so much is because while it's fairly simplistic, I like that. It just is trying to tell a good story. It doesn't have to be a complex ethical dilemma or some other philosophical heavy episode to tell a good story. What I really like about this one as well, this is one of those episodes that I would say, no kidding, Colt Steel. It did? Huh, cool. Excuse me. What was it I was going to say? Oh yeah. This episode is also one of those episodes that I would like to say is one of those ones where you would start a potential brony on. This is, someone's like, what episodes would you recommend I start with? And if they're not interested in sequential order, this was the first one that I would say start them off with before season 2, episode 3 came out. This one, and the reason I say this is because it's it covers a few good things. One, generally speaking, or one, we have all the characters, save maybe Princess Celestia, but I'm not gonna bother with her too much. Um, we have Princess Celestia, or we have all of the main characters though. Yeah, Mr. Ben, I agree with that. Two, we have all the main characters and they're relatively in character. We'll get back to this in a second because I do have a long character analysis. I have a long character analysis notes. That's what I'm looking for. Notes. And three, it tells it like I said, it tells a good story. It's not there's nothing, forgive me for this, overtly girly about this one. They're facing a huge dragon. Where have you ever seen that in any of the previous generations? Okay, maybe Generation 1, but you get what I mean. And what else do I want to note? Yeah. All right, let's kind of just start and go through kind of we'll go through the story like we normally do. So in the beginning, we have Fluttershy trying to feed all her animals. Did anyone else want to strangle Angel? Just, like always? Or at least want to slap him upside the head? Ungrateful little turd. Mr. Ben, I saw that. And so we go on. That montage, Colt. That montage, like I said, was inspired by 80s action TV shows. I put that in the chat, but who thought of that? To, make an 80s gear up montage? Because I'd like to shake their hand. There needs, maybe not too many of them, but I must admit, there needs to be maybe one more of them in there. Just because, the 80s. Action montages. Those are awesome. They get done. Wait a minute. What did you guys think of that whole 80s montage? Or the gear up montage? Just some general thoughts on it? A Charlie's Angel reference? I could see that happening, actually. It'd probably have to be of the original series, which I think would be good. Brew. I like that. Gonna need a montage. Montage! Oh, we're gonna need a montage. Love that song. Carrying onwards, they meet back at the outside the library after their gear up montage, and this is about where things start getting a little bit more interesting. This is, of course, the part where both Twilight and Rainbow Dash kind of ask amongst themselves, is it worth it to bring Fluttershy with? And I just want to state for the record that I think both of them have really good points. And one thing I'd like to note, I was doing a little research on this episode, And I was amazed at how much hate people were throwing at Rainbow Dash this whole episode. And it just seems so overdone. She's making good points here, people. Dash, why would you drag a pony who's scared of her own shadow and ultimately going to just slow you down when you could probably get the thing done by yourself? Yeah, she's maybe a little brash to it, but that's her nature. That is Dash's nature. And forget, I love it, people were saying something like, the element of loyalty, my foot, or something to that effect anyway. And again, I have to disagree with that just based on definition. That's not loyalty, that's reason. There's a difference between the two. Disloyalty would be abandoning Fluttershy at the top of the mountain. Disloyalty would be abandoning her in general. What she's doing is trying to protect everything, both Fluttershy and keep Fluttershy safe and protect the mission. Where's the disloyalty here? Now, on the flip side of things, Twilight. This I also have to agree with, but to an extent. Ignore the plot theme of this, people. Twilight brings Fluttershy with because she has, as she put it, Fluttershy has a wonderful way of dealing with animals. Makes sense. But here's where things get, again, a bit technical. Most of the animals that Fluttershy deals with are not sapient, meaning they are not smart enough to speak. They're not at the level of intelligence that the ponies are, which would be human. The dragon, on the other hand, is sapient. Barbaric and angry, but sapient nonetheless. So you tell me how much better Fluttershy is going to be when dealing with a sapient creature. Yeah, that's a good point too, Mr. Ben. Are you going to elaborate on that, or should I carry on? I hate to ask, but I'm just making sure. Not unless I had to. Not unless I had to, Mr. Ben. By the way, Colt and Brew, feel free to throw your 2 cents in here. I like it when everyone participates. What do I have to... I don't like to keep monologuing and boring you guys to death. Anyway, Fluttershy is, ultimately drug along, slowly but surely, and of course, one part, literally, is drug along. Did anyone else, for all those of you wondering what that goat noise is every time Fluttershy faints, there is a genetic disorder in goats called congenital myotonia, congenital myotonia, myotonia, in which case whenever they're surprised, their joints will lock up. So they're actually quite accurate when using those goat noises. Anyway, so ultimately she's drug along, and I want to point something out at this point. Does anyone else notice how Yeah, after Fluttershy keeps no, no, Mr. Ben, that's there's a reason the goat noises are used. Anyway, um I want to point something out here. Did anyone else, of course, notice that AJ was the one who was basically one of the most supportive of Fluttershy this whole episode? And how she was the first one to basically jump onto the train of, let me burp here. How she's, yeah, what you said, Mr. Ben, Team Mom. That, since AJ has so few personal episodes, we've had to highlight her, a lot of it based on just some of her actions. This is one of her most, I guess for lack of a better term, virtuous traits. She's extremely supportive and very much in tune with others' emotions and personal problems. We'll see this from time and time again. One of the best examples I can give is Season 2, Episode 5, Sisterhood Social. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. If you haven't, you'll get there when we get there, and we'll get there when we get there, and we'll discuss it. But for now, that's just a good example to look into on exactly what I mean. So AJ, like I said, literally pushes and drags Fluttershy to meet the other cast where they are. And I do have to ask, Rarity, how do you lose 35 games of tic-tac-toe in a row? I don't care if you're playing Pinkie Pie. I'm going to ignore that for a minute. How do you lose 35 games in a row in tic-tac-toe? Somehow I think that was just a... I think you're right, 8281. I think it's going to fall... I think that ultimately falls under... I'm guessing that's a joke of some sort, because how do you lose that many games in a row? But against Pinkie, I suppose it's going to be, ha, I blocked you. Yoink. No, you didn't. Kind of thing. So she's drug up. AJ drags Fluttershy up, and they carry on. They get to the little chasm. And I want to make a bit of a note here, folks. Take note of the song, because we're going to be seeing this again in exactly 8 episodes. And I'm going to be alluding back to that, because or I'm going to be referencing that again because of, as we carry on, I'm going to keep drawing back to continuity things that say this episode has to happen after this episode because of that reason. But I do want to just take note of this song, because like I said, in 8 episodes, we're going to be falling back on it. As anyone who's done a little research on Hop, Skip, and Jump would know, there's the first concept was the first concept of it was a little bit longer, but they shortened it down. And I think, if I recall right, there was a thing, or this was just a rumor I've heard, so don't quote me on it. But it was originally supposed to be a 2-3 minute song. It was supposed to be about the length of Winter Wrap-Up, but it never got off the ground, apparently. Quick question for y'all. What did you think of the song? Fair enough, Mr. Men. Brew Colt 8281. I'll say what I think. Personally, I like this song. Why? It's not a long one where you can only remember bits and pieces of it. And what's nice about it is I've caught myself many, many times singing this one just because the repetitive nature of the phrase hop, skip, and a jump. But I personally like this one. It's because I can sing the whole thing, and it's just catchy. That's why I like that. I like this one a lot myself. But to each their own, Mr. Ben. Alright, so they get across the chasm. They move into the avalanche zone. And did anyone else notice how when the avalanche was all said and done, I just want to bring this up again, how Applejack was the first one to reassure Fluttershy? Again, just something to take note of. We'll be seeing that. That's fine, Mr. Ben. You don't have to. First off, you don't have to like it. And second, I didn't take it as you hated it to the point of pure, unadulterated abhorrence. All right. One of the things I want to point out is one of the favorite this gag. I don't know why. Okay, I do kind of know why I like it so much, but I love the little gag when after the avalanche, when they all fall down they fall down the mountain, and their Rarity in particular is covered in dust. I want to know who thought of this gag when she shakes herself off from the dust and all the dust collects on Pinky. Who thought of that? Because that's funny. I like that gag so much just because it's subtle, but it works. It's so akin to this show. Ugh. She just pulled out or as far as we know, Mr. Ben, she was pulling out the same scarf. The only difference was that she was wondering if she had the tiara to go with it. If I recall right, she never said anything about it being a new one. Did she? I don't think she did. Should we check it on the... Well, should we check it? Audience? I think we'll pass on that. Anyway, I'll look it up when I'll look it up and report it on Wednesday. Anyway, carrying on. So they finally get to the top of the mountain, and they then confront the dragon. One of the things I have to give them credit for, the production staff. Their dragons are scary. Well, except for maybe Spike, but he has a baby. But their dragons are, in my humble opinion, genuinely scary. Hey, just remember, if your boss drops by, at least it's oh, then never mind.
Anyway, they get to the dragon's den. They, and this is the part where I'm going to have to diverge a little bit, people. After last episode, that last Saturday, not too long, I started thinking about this episode. It's one of my favorites, so I was a little extra excited. And I came to a revelation. What if, and just hear me out on this, what if that dragon, what if the dragon is a metaphor for fear? For everyone's, excuse me, what if, from a symbolic standpoint, the dragon is fear, and we are to take the show from the perspective of Fluttershy in this episode, where you have a terrible, terrifying, paralyzing fear that haunts you from, I don't know, all the time, but sometimes in this case when it pops up. Now here's the thing that here's another conclusion I drew. Throughout this entire episode, Fluttershy's friends are dragging her, again, sometimes literally, to, I suppose, I'll say face it, but that's not the, but that's, of course, not the, that's what I'm looking for. To them, it's a problem. To Fluttershy, it's a fear. But anyway, did you notice how no matter what, be it reason, charm, or physical force, or of course Pinkie Pie's method, which I'll get back to in a second here, there was no way they could get rid of it. There was no way that this fear could be overcome. And the only way that they got the dragon out was by Fluttershy facing her fear and putting it in its place. It was Fluttershy and Fluttershy alone who, despite being backed into a corner, had to either, of course, take the dragon's beatings or face it. Just something to think about. Pony8281. Yeah, we'll be talking about that in a second here. Like I said, there's some character notes I had to breeze over in this episode walkthrough that I'll be getting back to. And yeah, you are correct that Rarity, had it not been for her for a greedy nature, would have succeeded. One thing I want to note, just because because I love this kind of stuff, apparently I read up that Pinkie Pie's costume was inspired by Daffy Duck from Duck Amuck. It's basically Daffy's magnum opus episode. This is the costume I'm referring to. It's going to pop up a little bit weird, so you're going to have to bear with me on this, folks. But, it's this picture. I didn't want to move it. I wanted to resize it. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of Pinkie Pie, but that needs to be done, Mr. Ben. Or at least from a fan-made episode. That would be funny. Oh, Mr. Ben, that's a good one. just something, like I said, I wanted to note. And yeah, to know me is to know I love classic animation nods. So another good move on your part, staff. All right. Anything you guys want to say? I know I've been kind of monologuing here, and I'm sorry for that. That's normally I'm a little bit more questioning, or I allow you guys to speak. So before I move on, do you have anything you want to say about the episode thus far? All right. Um, if you guys don't have anything to say, I will carry on. So the dragon leaves. Story wraps up. So I just want to say I really also like this lesson. Why? Well, answer me this, folks. How many times have you found yourself in points of 8281? That is actually what Bugs Bunny says. I'm not gonna pull it up, but yeah, Bugs Bunny actually says that, or at least the "ain't I a stinker" part. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, one last thing about the episode itself. I want to make note of the lesson. What I like about this one is it shows your friends can be an amazing source of strength. And to really, I could spend, of course, long time going over that, but come on. We've all been down this road before. How many times have you drawn on your friends to strengthen your cause, to make you a stronger person? I thought so. One thing I will tell you guys something about, I'm not going to elaborate on this, but I will say, look up the ASH conformity test. ASCH conformity test. It's an interesting read, I'll tell you that much. All right, I'm going to kind of move on to some character notes here that I made. As I said, yeah, ASH conformity test. You're right, Mr. Ben. All right, I'm going to start with Twilight here. As I've stated, or to be honest, there really isn't much of a character, anything out of character here with her. It's fairly... she's normal. That's what I want to say. However, there is one thing that I kind of glanced or skimmed over. No, I hit on that. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of another character. And that, Mr. Ben, that's kind of where I'm going to be drawing the line here, is because I'm going to be talking about Rarity next. Now, here's the thing, people. I know a lot of people have been, I've heard a lot of people say Rarity has an extremely greedy nature to her, or at least a greedy nature to her. And I thought about that, and I have to also disagree with this to some point. While this episode certainly does show a greedy side to her, this is about the only episode that we ever really see this. Now you say it happened, so it's canon. And yeah, unfortunately, I do think in a sense that kind of trumps things. And don't get me started on season 2, episode 10. I want to save that for when we get there. But all I will say is, no, I don't think the opening scene there shows a greedy nature. But we'll get there when we get there. But name me, I ask you, name me any other time Rarity has ever shown a greedy nature outside of this episode. That was because she was discorded, and I should say that the first two are kind of. I'm not going to take those because that was Discord. That wasn't her being her. That's. I forgot to mention that. I apologize. I'll accept that one to a point, Mr. Ben. Rarity takes me as the kind of person who was, yeah, 8281, she was. Anyway, Mr. Ben, she takes me as a pony who would get caught up in the hype of a wedding. However, I'll buy that. I never thought of that. However, I still want to bring something up here. I found that more than anything, Rarity's greatest vice is not her greed. It is, say it with me now, folks, Pony 8281, actually, no, I don't think so. The way I see that scene, the Discord scene, is think of it as Discord removing her generous nature and replacing it with a greedy one. While of course she sees a diamond, it's just a rock. But what this does is it taps into a far, far greedier nature than any other time that she's ever been greedy. So instead of what happened to Brew? Oh well. Anyway, where was it I was going to say? Oh yeah. That exposes a far more greedier nature to me, because she was like I said, Discord kind of removed the she never saw the diamond until discorded her. But that's just my opinion. That's what I feel. Avarice is a more specified case of greed. Avarice is, well, it is a broad term. Avarice means excessive hoarding. And no, I can't remember for the life of me what excessive spending is. Buy Brew and Colt Steel. Take care. Anyway, so again, I feel that her biggest vice is, say it with me, pride. Episode, let's see here, some more vice-like episodes. 16. Season 2, episode 5. Season 1, episode 14. Season 1, episode 17. What else? I suppose I've said enough, but I can name more instances where she's proud than when she's greedy. That's the thing I'm trying to pound in here, is that people think she's greedy. And like I said, while there's certainly cases where we've seen that, I think pride is a far greater vice in her than greed. This is about the only episode that ever really highlights that. And even there, it feels more like well, I guess everything does, but you get my point. Let's move on to Rainbow Dash, shall we? Mm-hmm. We'll see that soon enough, Mr. Ben, I assure you. Again, she's not really even too terribly out of character here, Dashy, but there is something I do want to, just some points I want to highlight. This episode shows us that she's extremely forthcoming. She's very, very stubborn. She tends to act before she thinks. And it kind of takes the notion of when she's right, she hates to, kind of one of those it sucks to be right mentalities. Just some notes I want to make about Dash in this episode. So like I said, this episode is also a really great character episode as well. It does a lot of good it does a lot of things like that. Applejack I've already kind of touched on, but is there anything you guys want to say about AJ? Well, as if that hasn't already been pounded in, Mr. Ben. Alright, we're gonna, I'll get to Fluttershy here. One thing that I'm going to note here about Fluttershy is you know how I said when she's pushed to the limit, she comes out? Well, that's exactly what I want to note. This is the first episode that we ever see her when pushed pushed to the limit, she will Mr. Ben, that when she's up against a wall, she comes out angry, almost to the point of violent. And we'll see this again once more this season in 10 episodes we'll see it. But I kind of like this character trait. Why? It shows just how far she's willing to go to protect that which she loves, despite her extremely shy nature. It's a good character point. And that, I'm gonna... No, Mr. Ben, the point I made was virtuous. That's more of a vice. And we'll discuss that when we get there, but the two are different. And to kind of wrap things up here, let's talk about that dragon, shall we? What did you guys think of him? As a character, not as the aforementioned metaphor. Okay. The reason I bring this dragon up is because he'll set the stage for a lot of future dragons. And I know there's one more in Season 1, Episode 25, of course. But or 24. I'm sorry. But just some points I want to make here. Where is it? Drat. The dragon, as I said, is fairly stubborn. But I guess when you're that big, little ponies that are only about yay big in comparison aren't much of a scary thing to you. Nor should you give them much of your concern. As we've seen, this dragon is greedy with not only the fact that he has gold and precious gems, but, you know, rarity. Well, okay, no, that's stealing, but you get my point that this dragon is probably greedy if he's sleeping on gold and precious stones. And something I want to just address here. Some people have asked, you have this huge dragon, like I said, and small ponies, asking you to leave. And of course, when he gets kicked and he starts coming out to, rampage, people have asked, why doesn't he just eat Fluttershy, who's, sitting on his beak and yelling at him? Put yourself in the dragon's shoes for a minute. Here you are, angry at little creatures who are disturbing your nap. And they're all running and fairly scared of you. You're trying to scare them off or, even eat them. And all of a sudden, this little yellow one just pops on your schnoz and just starts yelling at you. How deflating a feeling that is. Here's a little creature that has absolutely no fear of you and is yelling at you. Do you think you're going to have it in the mentality to eat it? I wouldn't. I'd be sitting there listening like, well, who is this who is yelling at me here? So, no, I don't think eating... I don't think the idea of the dragon eating Fluttershy, throw the story reason out, I don't think that's too far-fetched. As a matter of fact, I find it rather kind of cute. Alright, one more thing I want to note, and then we'll wrap this up. Yes, this is the episode that spawned the Sitting Lyra. The Sitting Lyra meme. Of course, you all saw in the intro, there's Lyra and Bon Bon sitting on the park bench. Lyra's sitting fairly normally, but Bon Bon is sitting fairly normally. But Lyra is sitting like us. I want to know, how did that get, for lack of better terms, past anyone? How did anyone not see? I suppose it's because it's in the background, and where do the animation errors happen, people? Mostly in the background. But of course, this spawned the Sitting Lyra meme, and it also was the starting point of Lyra's obsession with humans. What do you guys think of that meme? Or yeah, the whole Sitting Lyra meme. What are your thoughts and concerns about it? Excuse me. I'd agree with Mr. Ben. One of the things I want to note about this is the obsession over humans. I hope that stays in the fanon verse. However, in the canon verse, I have mixed feelings about that. again, keep the humans out of Equestria kind of concept. I like that. I do. However, if I see her walking on her back legs, hold that thought, Mr. Ben. Seeing her walk on two, if we ever see her walking on her hind legs and just her hind legs, I'd laugh. That is, of course, if it didn't, if it was just a background gag, but I kind of hope they don't do that myself. Like I said, in the show. In the Fanonverse, however, I kind of like that. Why? Because it's a mirror image of us. How many people do you hear, I want to go to Equestria? Or, of course, they have their own OC pony. What's interesting about Lyra is I want to become human and go to the humans world. That's it. Just I like that kind of concept, just because you take something and spin it 180. It's seeing something through a different perspective, and I think that's just really cool. Again, and that's about all I really have to say. What do you guys have anything to say? Like I said, I know I've been kind of jabbering here and whatnot, but what are your guys' concepts or things to say? Nah, we were about to wrap up. I suppose it doesn't help that I said that's all I have to say, but Mr. Ben? Hello, Mr. Death Pony. Somehow I had a hunch that you were wearing glasses. Why? Oh. Oh, you're a clever man. You're a clever man, Mr. Death Pony. Let me guess. You were 8281, weren't you? 1-0 me. All right, like I said, any last minute things to say or comments about this episode? Yes. I mean, they've already done it with Pinky, so you might as well do it with Twilight, too. All right. If we're done here, then I'm going to just remind everyone, next episode is if you I'm thinking we have a human cosplayer wearing leg warmers. I'm just thinking, what if we have a pony cosplayer in, I don't know, leg warmers or something? It was just something really strange though. But yeah, why not? I would say do the Twilight and hoof warmers. I think she'd like that. Yeah, Twilightception. Anyway, wrapping this up. Next Saturday, we are not broadcasting. I will be, no, that is true, Mr. Death Pony. Scorpion. Or was it Ermac? Ermac. We'll get there when we get there. Anyway, no episode this next Saturday, the 6th. We will broadcast on Wednesday, October 3rd. Same time, though, 3:30 Central Standard. I'll post all the I'll post the usual stuff. Tomorrow I will post the episode, the announcement on the website. Monday will be the everywhere else, Twitter, Facebook, DeviantArt. Then Tuesday will be the EQD announcement. Then Wednesday we'll have the episode. So I just want to say once again to everyone, thank you for coming out and appearing on the show. Everyone who participated, for myself and Mr. Ben. Take care.